I am Sai Chaitanya. Welcome back to my channel Sai Tech. In today's video, to talk about which is the best smartphone you can buy actually below 32,000 rupees. Yes, friends, this is a question which was asked by plenty of subscribers, so many people, so many users, and finally I thought of doing this kind of video, friends, for you all. So which will definitely help you a lot of other users who are actually confusing to buy which phone to buy as well. So this is a small chart which I have prepared. I did categorize as a 8 different main strong points for the smartphone. And this right side are the main fundamental building blocks for the smartphone, friends. Definitely these are the things which you need to know, and these are the other things, other factors also matters a lot. So I do have a couple of smartphones with me and some phones which I do not have. But in this video, I'll try to give the award for each and every smartphone, which phone has got better performance, better display, camera, build, battery and charging. I'll try to give one kind of score for each and every smartphone, which is the best in this particular category. For example, if you want to watch only movies, and if you are a kind of person who likes to watch only movies on Netflix, then you can select that phone. If you're a kind of person who wants only the camera, then you can select that kind of mobile phone. So in this way, we will be able to categorize easily. So let's get started, friends, with the first topic which I'm going to discuss is the performance. So in terms of the performance wise, so it's really very simple and pretty straightforward. So right now there are a couple of processors which are available right now for this kind of below 32,000 rupees, which are Snapdragon 865 processors and Snapdragon 870 chipsets as well, and Dimensity 1200 and 1000 plus as well. So but let's take the latest one into the consideration, which is a Snapdragon 870 chipset, which is present in the Mi11X and the IQ7 device, as you can see, friends. So these are the two smartphones which are having the Snapdragon 870 chipset, and it is a Dimensity processor which is a 1200 chipset. So overall, in terms of the performance and the another benchmark score, you cannot expect much difference between this Dimensity 1200 and the Snapdragon 870 processors. So it's not going to be much lot difference between this kind of another benchmark scores. So this is the another thing about the CPU throttling as well. So there is a lot of much throttling is happening in the Dimensity 1200 processor. That is the one thing which I did notice. And after the MIUI 12.5 update, the performance got decreased, but the throttling got maintained. So before, the score used to be close to 3 lakhs of 3 lakhs of CPU throttling score. But after the MIUI 12.5 update, it did not make the performance increase, but it did make the performance stable. That is what the MIUI 12.5 did. Let me try to show you the before screenshot which I have taken before the MIUI 12.5 update. That is what I'm trying to show you right now. I'm going to go to the screenshot and I'll be able to find, as you can see, friends, here if you observe, the scores are really high, as you can see, but there's a lot of throttling is happening. So after the MIUI 12.5 update, this throttling got fixed by decreasing the performance a little bit. That is what I did notice in the MIUI in the Mi11X device. And overall, in terms of the performance wise and the stability, and especially for the gaming, which phone is the best? So right now I can say definitely, friends, IQ7 is the best in terms of the performance wise. There are a couple of reasons why I did select the IQ7 device. So I did plenty of research on this IQ7 device, mostly, friends, even on the Mi11X as well. So one thing I did come into a conclusion is that the performance in this phone is really good, very good, friends. But there will be a couple of issues, like the temperature will be increased and the battery will be draining in this phone, but the performance will not be compromised in this phone at all. So that is what the feedback which I can give, and which a lot of other users also gave me on the IQ7 device. In terms of the performance, I did not see much complaints regarding this smartphone. Definitely, if you are a gamer only, then definitely you can buy this IQ7 device without any kind of problem. You do get plenty of options in terms of extended RAM capabilities and 4D vibration haptic feedback, which is another really good thing. And you do have the 300 Hz touch sampling rate in this phone. So there are pretty good advantages with the performance wise. So if you want the solid performance, only performance, then definitely you can select the IQ7 device. So that is what the winner which I am giving in the performance segment. So even right now I did load the storage up to 95% of the storage is completely filled. As you can see, from 94% storage is completely filled. And even I did the plenty of speed test comparison with the Snapdragon 888 processor. So yes, friends, I do have the one mobile phone which has a Snapdragon 888, which is a Mi11 device. I did the speed test comparison. Even this phone came close to this performance. Yes, if you want, you can watch those videos if you are interested. So there's a separate playlist which are created for the processor speed test comparison. Try to check in this videos, friends. You can find that video. So overall, in the process, one final conclusion is that IQ7 is a winner for the performance and the gaming. So next, in terms of the display. So in terms of the display, which phone I can give the award? So in terms of the display, we all want a high refresh rate, and we all want the really good AMOLED panels. That is what we are looking for, and exactly that is what we do have in this kind of price range as well, which is starting from the, I think, IQ Z3, which has IPS LCD, which is kind of close to 20,000, but I do not recommend that mobile phone. So there are other reasons as well. I'll try to let you know in another video. But right now, there are a couple of phones which are offering the 120Hz plus AMOLED panels, like the Realme X7 Pro. So it is the Realme X7 Pro and the Realme X7 Max and the MLNX device and the IQ7 device. These are the four smartphones which are offering 120Hz plus AMOLED displays as well. So in terms of the display, which phone is good to watch the movies for the entertainment purpose? That is what I'm going to give you the award. So in that case, I'll try to choose the MI11X device. Yes. So there are a couple of reasons. This can be personal reasons, or maybe the software optimization is really good in terms of the display. That is what I did like in the MI11X device. So even the other displays are completely fine. There is no problem at all. In this MI11X device, you are getting the Super AMOLED E4 type of panel, friends, which is really bright. 1300 nits of maximum brightness you are getting, and the same kind of brightness in the IQ7 as well, but the display looks really amazing in the MI11X device. Yes, so you do get the 6.66 inches of screen size, and not only that, the software optimization is also really great in terms of enhancing the colors. So how much you want, you can decrease and increase the colors, as you can see, depending on your mood and style, as you can see, friends. So which looks fantastic in terms of having these kind of options. So if you leave these options as well, the small punch hole, which is my favorite thing, that is what attracts me a lot in terms of the using the display in the MI11X device. Yes, I did like and love this MI11X display because of the small tiny punch hole, and this small tiny punch hole has got really amazing wide angle front camera lens, friends. That is what really shocking. But overall, in terms of the display wise, I'm really happy with this MI11X device. But there's always a but, always, because few of the smartphones, they are facing this kind of issue, which is called the green tint issue. So right now, this green tint issue is going on with a couple of smartphones in this range. Right now, I did notice in MI11X device, IQ7 device, and not in other smartphones. But if you want to watch other videos, so make sure to type in the YouTube Green Tint Sci Tech Guru. You can watch all my videos, friend. That is the one thing which a slight disadvantage, but if you leave that green tint aside, the display looks really amazing in the MI11X device. So yeah, there's nothing wrong with even with the other smartphones as well. It's completely fine. So I did like this kind of display slightly better than the other devices. So make sure to check this epic display comparison, friends, which I just uploaded yesterday. That will give you the clear idea why I selected the MI11X device. You will get to know more details in that video. So in the performance segment, IQ7 device, but in the display segment, MI11X device. In terms of the camera segment, so here the things are really interesting, because in terms of the camera segment, I am giving the points to Realme X7 Max and the IQ7 device. Yes, in terms of the camera segment, let me to show you a couple of shots which are taken in both phones. And even the MI11X has got really good camera, but not as great camera, I would say, definitely. So in this kind of below price 32,000, you're getting really amazing camera in the Realme X7 Max and in the IQ7 device. Let me just show you the friends couple of camera shots which are taken in the both phones just today only. So there comes some disadvantages and advantages between both phones. Let me quickly show you. So one thing is that the front cam is not that great in the IQ7 device, not that great when compared with the Realme X7 Max. It's good, but not as good as the Realme X7 Max front camera display. That is what I did notice in terms of the comparison. You can see the really good screen, really good photo in the Realme X7 Max, whereas in the not that great in the IQ7 device. Sometimes, and this is another shot, as you can see, friends, you do get extra wide angle little bit, but not much, I think so. So in the even the colors look slightly better on this Realme X7 Max than the IQ7 device. That is another thing that is the reason why I did select the front camera. Let me just show you even a couple of shots in the front cam. So this is another front camera shot which are taken in both phones. You can see the difference between both phones. As you can see, friends, slightly more bright here. And next thing what I like in the IQ7 is the stabilization. Yes, the stabilization is really amazing, friends, in this phone. So even I did try to record the front camera video as well in this IQ7 device. So I'll try to upload that video very soon. And is another video which I recorded with the 4K 30 FPS, which is also really great. The stabilization is wonderful in this phone without any kind of issues. Let me try to show another video where I think there is a video. So in both phones, I'm trying to clear all your doubts in terms of the camera, friends. That is the reason I'm trying to spend extra time in comparing both phones. So this is the same video recorded in both phones at same time, as you can see. So stabilization is really good in this IQ7 device, which is really amazing, friends. I'll try to upload this video separately, but it's really great, the stabilization. And the stabilization is the important point for the IQ7 device, and the night mode shots are really good in this IQ7 device. This is another shot which I have taken. As you can see from night mode comparison, how much good in the IQ7 is. So it's fantastic. So the strong points for the Realme X1 Max is the front camera strong point and the back camera a little bit. But in terms of the IQ7, the stabilization is good and the night mode shots are really great in the IQ7 device. These are what the like it's a little bit kind of equal, but this both phones. So even the Mi11X is doing great. So there's nothing wrong, but it's not that great as this two phone. When this phone has got really great cameras in the Mi11X device, there's nothing wrong. But if you're a kind of more person to use the cameras, then definitely I would definitely recommend the Realme X1 Max and the IQ7 devices. So next thing in terms of the battery and the charging. So let's split into two friends. So first is the battery backup. So in terms of battery backup, I did find out slightly I think all the phones are having the same kind of 4500 mAh of capacity. That is what we are expecting in this kind of price range with it 32,000 rupees. So there's another phone which is a Mi 10T, which I did not include in my video, that has got 5000 mAh of battery because I did not use, unfortunately. So I really miss that phone. I did not use, friends, sorry for that. So apart from that, there's not much phones. Even the Samsung F62 is there with a 7000 mAh of battery, so which also I did not have at this point. So I'll be able to only compare with this kind of phones, only 4500 mAh of battery, which is good. So the final winner, I can say friendly say the Mi11X, slightly friends. So there is nothing more you can expect. Slight means only 20 or 15 minutes more maybe you can get in this Mi11X device, slightly, but not much. So the reason why I'm saying is because I did PUBG draining test using this Mi11X device two or I think three, 4 times I did do the videos. In those 2 times, the Mi11X device did stand out the first. Yes, if you try to want, you can check the epic comparison videos. Try to check each and every video, friends, regarding the Android benchmark test or any other benchmark test. You can find the temperatures, the battery percentage before and after. This Mi11X phone will not drain much of the battery. Yes, so when compared with the other smartphones. So overall, in just the battery, not much difference you can expect. So little bit, the Mi11X is slightly winner. But in the charging, so in terms of the charging segment, we are having the IQ Z3, which has got 50 watts charging, and the I think OnePlus Nord C, which has got 30 watts charger. I think IQ Z3, which has got 55 watts, I think so, and the Realme X1 Max, which has got the 50 watts, and the Mi11X 33, and the IQ7, which has got 66 watts. So in terms of the charging speed, the IQ7 takes about 35 minutes of charging, Mi11X 65 minutes, Realme X1 Max 55 minutes, and OnePlus Nord C E I did not test yet, so I'll test that video very soon. And the IQ Z3 50 minutes, 51 or 52 minutes. So the clear winner is the charging speed, the IQ7 device. So if you have any other problems regarding the charging speed, so make sure to watch my videos how to increase the charging speed. You can definitely increase the charging because some users are facing the slow charging issues in this phone. So now let's round up this kind of right side one. The performance segment, IQ7 device, display Mi11X device, camera Realme X1 Max, and the IQ7, battery Mi11X, charging IQ7 device. So now let's move to the other part, which is the second side, which is the software updates. So in terms of the software updates, which phone will I trust? That is another question. So for me, in terms of the software updates, definitely I'll trust the OnePlus Nord C device because I can definitely say the OnePlus phones, they'll receive the Android updates faster than the other smartphones in terms of the Android next version update. So right now I'm running the Android 11. So maybe the next Android 12 I'll be getting definitely first in this OnePlus Nord C. That is what I was expecting. So maybe even for the Android 12 or 13 and 14, I can definitely expect in this kind of updates in the OnePlus mobile phones. That is what my preference would be there in terms of the software updates. But there's nothing wrong even with the Mi and the Realme as well, because I'm not talking more about the IQ at this point because this is my first phone, friends. IQ7 is my first phone, so I cannot even say much about the software updates because I just got 2 updates within 2 days of time, and after that I did not receive any update till now. So there's one update is rolling out, but I did not receive that update. I'm not sure when I'll be receiving. So in the software update, first preference OnePlus phone I'll be giving, and second preference maybe Realme or the Mi. So both are kind of close to each other. I'm not sure, depending upon the type of user, you can definitely select one of them. But first prize to the OnePlus, and then next to the Realme and the MIUI, and third maybe the IQ phones. So this was the sequence I have arranged, but I'll try to keep on updating on the IQ phones later after using. And let's talk about the build quality. So build quality, which looks kind of really good. So in terms of the build quality, I did like the Realme X1 Max build quality because it's really compact and small size on 179 grams, and I did like this kind of matte finish on the back side, which is really good. So it's kind of maybe personal opinion, I'm not sure, but definitely I did did like the build quality in this phone, and more thing, 3.5mm jack is present right now in this phone. So these three phones we did have the 3.5mm jack. That is another advantage which you are seeing in this phone. That's a really good addition, and thanks for bringing back. So the build quality is really good, and dual stereo speakers, which is really loud when compared with other smartphones. Yes, when compared even slightly close to OnePlus 9R as well. So try to check this video, friends, which are uploaded on the loudspeaker comparison, I think couple of days back, maybe 2 or 3 days, 1 day back, as you can see. So make sure to check this video. You can clearly understand the build quality is really good in this Realme X1 Max. I did like the less weight, and dual speakers are really amazing. So this is my winner in terms of the build quality. So next is the connectivity. So in terms of connectivity, I need to take big break because there are kind of multiple issues going on with some phones. So particularly with the IQ devices at this point. In terms of the connectivity, friends, the Realme has got as a future-proof option, which has got better 4G plus, more 5G bands, and Wi-Fi 6 compatibility in this Realme X1 Max. That is the one thing which I can definitely say you straight away. Even the Mi11X as well got the really good 4G plus, but slightly less bands than the, I think, Realme, and the Wi-Fi 6 support as well. That is the second phone which I can give you. And third, maybe the OnePlus Nord CE, because it has got really good 4G plus. Very good 4G plus. It's ultimate, the 4G plus winner. I did get 100 Mbps of speeds, friends. Try to check these videos. So this is a OnePlus Nord video which I compared with the Realme X1 Max. 100 Mbps of speeds, even in the IQ7 as well. That's real. That is the extreme outdoor condition. And make sure to follow this playlist, which is a 4G plus speed test comparisons. So that will give you the clear idea of how capable it is the OnePlus Nord is in terms of the 4G plus. So if you want to buy a mobile phone as a future-proof option, I can recommend you to buy the Realme X1 Max for having the more bands. If you're staying in the metropolitan city, if you're a person from the normal town, then don't even bother to think about 5G, because for the normal town it will definitely take some years to come. So by the time you will be changing anyway to the next phone if possible. So if you're not changing, then you can buy the Realme X1 Max. But the IQ7 and the IQ Z3, these phones are experiencing slightly low connectivity speeds. I'm not saying in every user will be experiencing, only few users, and the users who are in the metropolitan city, you will be commenting definitely you're getting really good speeds and good connectivity. Even normal towns as well, good connectivity, no problems. But small towns and indoor conditions, it's really not that great. So in this IQ7 device, that is what I can give the conclusion, friends, because previously I did a comparison between both phones. I'm getting in this room in the indoor condition 4 bands. You won't even believe me, friends. Yes, 4 bands. Try to check those videos. 4 bands I'm getting in this OnePlus Nord, and not even 4G plus single band I'm getting in the IQ7 device. So that's the kind of situation right now is going on. But with the update, the IQ Z3 became slightly faster. With the recent update, the IQ Z3 became slightly faster in terms of the network connectivity. That's what I was hoping in the IQ7. But the final winner I'm trying to give you in terms of the 4G plus OnePlus Nord. Okay, in terms of the 5G as a future-proof option, if you want to buy the Realme X1 Max. In terms of Wi-Fi 6, I think Wi-Fi 6, Realme X1 Max, Mi11X, and the IQ7, these three also supports the Wi-Fi 6, no problem. As an all-round package, if you want in one phone, maybe the Realme X1 Max or I think Mi11X, something I can prefer in these two phones. So in terms of the connectivity, these are my complete details about the connectivity, friends. So there is nothing wrong even with the Mi11X device or other smartphones, but I'm just trying to give you my thoughts and usage and review as well. And final question is the UI. So this UI, I think you should decide which UI is better, because if I say the Realme UI is best, definitely you'll be keeping on commenting that you do love the Realme phones. If I say MI, the other fans will be definitely commenting. But so in this segment, I'm just giving you, friends, the option which UI you are using currently. You can same UI, you can select the phone, but all the UIs has got their own advantages and disadvantages. I'm not here to sell any kind of particular UI only, but in my opinion, I did enjoy all the UIs really well. So there's no much complaints I can give you in terms of the UIs. So in terms of the UI, you need to worry only about the software updates. Which UI is faster in terms of the giving the software updates regularly? That is what you need to consider. So in that segment, I can use 3 points, like first OnePlus, Realme, and the MIUI, and third goes to the IQ. In terms of the software updates, this is what I can give you. So these are the final conclusion, friends, in terms of deciding which phone to buy under 32,000. So first, think what type of user you are. If you are a gamer, choose the IQ7 device. If you are watching a media type of person, watching entertainment kind of person, then choose the Mi11X device. If you want good camera, choose the Realme X1 Max or IQ7 device. So in this way you can actually decide which phone to buy. This, I think this chart will be definitely useful for a lot of users who are actually thinking of buying one of the devices. And also one more thing, the price range, which I did not talk, which phone makes a lot of sense for the low price. So which phone is the best for the low price segment, that is what I'm going to decide. So in that low price segment, I'm choosing the Realme X1 Max. It's really great to have this phone, so which has got only 27,000 rupees, and if you use some kind of discount cards, you can get 2,000 rupees discount, maybe 1,000 rupees discount. That's a really good package, friends. So value for money, the best phone I can give you, the Realme X1 Max. But this phone is not good for the gaming. So don't get me wrong, friends, definitely I did my research and I did upload a lot of videos on that. So except gaming, this is a kind of really good value for the money. The processor is good, but only the software optimization is not that great in this particular model. That is what one thing stopping me to recommend for a lot of users. Software optimization for the gaming, that is the only thing. But value for money and the performance, everything is the Realme X1 Max device. That is what I can give you the final thoughts. So thank you for watching this video, friends. And other phones, they do have the 32,000 price range and 30,000 price range in MLNX device, 25,000, 24,000 and 20,000 price range. So these are the different price range. So overall I did find everything good in the Realme X1 Max except the software optimization, except that thing. Except that if this Realme X1 Max comes with a Snapdragon 870 chipset for this kind of price range, I would be the really very happiest person. Yes, friends, that is not the case, unfortunately. So that's it, friends. Thank you for watching this video, and hopefully this video might be helpful for a lot of other users. I'll be back with another video, which phone is best for the all-round purpose. So make sure to check that video very soon. I'll try to upload. So thank you for watching and see you in the next video, friends. Until then, stay tuned. Bye.